What's good, Joe? Welcome to my review, or my first impressions, rather, of What If. I finally watched the first episode, ladies. Yes, finally. I'm sorry again this took so long, but with, of course, as you guys know from, if you guys checked out my previous videos, you guys follow me on Twitter or Insta, that I moved into my dorms, and, because of the move and all that shit, a lot of videos that were top priority, that were my comic reactions or like my reviews and shit, had to get like all mixed, had to get all fucking mixed around and shit, and rearranged and shit before I can finally find the time to finally sit down and do them. And I've been pushing you, and I've been pushing back What If, watched for so long, I just kept pushing it back and pushing it back. That I'm like, tonight I'm gonna do it. After I finish up my Tokyo Revengers reaction clips, which I'll upload those tomorrow, but by the time this video actually should already be up on my Twitter if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, I was like, I keep pushing away. After I get these done, I'm watching. I'm watching the first episode of What If. Although I'll probably watch the second episode before I go to bed tonight, because I'm recording this at like at like 11:38 right now. Probably watch that. Probably watch the second episode. That's when I'll finally go to bed, so I'm caught up, and then I can watch it weekly with you guys, starting next week, hopefully. But yeah, man. So I watched What If, and overall, the first episode I thought was about what I expected. Like I said, like this was something I was never really that excited for, or really interested in all. I mean, there were a couple of scenarios I was interested in, like of course Captain Carter was in here, that could be cool. Chadwick Boseman, of course, and then it's basically what's going to be his final performance. Mastrola, that of course got interesting for reasons beyond his control because of course it was passing, and that was really about it. I didn't really have much. Like I said, guys, I mentioned this in other videos, and I think even in some of the trailer reactions I did, that I wasn't even serious. I didn't even know if I was even really going to cover this. I didn't even know if I was going to do a first impressions, let alone the full season review and all is said, which I still don't know. I think I might just skip that and just do the first. I thought I'd at least give you guys the first impressions, but we'll have to wait and see on how this whole thing. If I really want to go and make my full season review, or I'll just stop at the first impressions. Well, I'll figure that out, of course, once this finally ends. But overall, I thought the first episode was very, very good. So let's talk about it. So the cast includes Haley Atwell, Sebastian Shaw, Dominic Cooper, many more. Of course, the basic overarching story, if you really want to call it, because it is basically a bunch of just one shots of Marvel's of What If. It's basically see various different scenarios that we've seen compared to the films in the MCU. Like we see in this episode, Captain Carter, where we see Agent Carter ends up becoming Captain America instead of Steve Rogers and goes by Captain Carter. Of course, there's also T'Challa becoming Star-Lord, yada yada yada. We have various other scenarios coming up as the series progresses. But so for this one was of course Captain Carter, which is no surprise there because this was the one that they basically the only one that they were promoting heavily throughout since What If got announced was the Captain Carter episode. Which at first I thought they were going to call it Captain Britain. I think I even mentioned, I don't know if this was ever confirmed before when this episode finally came out or not, but I think I always expected they were going to call it Captain Britain because of all the the British flag and shit on the shield and everything. But they ended up calling him Captain Carter because where Captain Britain is his own separate character in the Marvel universe with his own series of lore and shit that's now being done. That's now done by Betsy Bardock, the Psylocke and shit. I'm not gonna get into that. Marvel gets very convoluted. The more you go into it, it gets confusing really quickly. But so. Oh, like I said, I overall really did enjoy this episode. One thing I got to talk about, of course, the cast is great. Haley Atwell does another fantastic job as Peggy, as she has always done in Agent Carter, the TV series on ABC, about the only good ABC series that they have done. Fuck Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Dominic Cooper was great. Howard Storm. Sebastian Shaw is always great as Bucky, man. But yeah, the cast was good. I really did enjoy the art and animation. The art and animation I really dug. I dug the art style. Now my this is my thing with the art style. I think I really thought the art style overall is really good, and I dig it. But I feel like if they really wanted to do like comic books, I think it would have looked a little bit better if it was in 2D. But I know I'm just, speaking to the void with that one. 2D is basically dead in America. It's only basically Japan that's the one that's keeping 2D animation alive with anime. And and of course, or just go, more in that Spider-Verse, which, to be fair, they didn't have that kind of budget to do something like Spider-Verse did. There's that as well to like really nail that comic book aesthetic. But overall, I thought they did a great job of nailing that cel-shaded comic book look, and I thought overall looked pretty good. But I think it would have been better if they went for the other two options that I mentioned before. Yeah, and one thing I also did thought that I thought was really cool is how they kind of integrated Steve in this one. Because at first I thought they were just gonna straight up kill him off. Because when the dude comes in there to steal the formula, he shoots Steve, and I thought, damn, they're gonna kill Steve off, and just have Peggy just take over for the rest of the year. Steve is just gonna get killed off. But no, he just gets shot, but he doesn't get mortally wounded or anything. But they kept him around for the rest of the season, for the rest of the episode rather. And I really took how they readapt, how they changed up and added to their relationship, which I thought was cool. Because I always did enjoy. They were always kind of cute in the first Avenger, and of course when they got out, they reunited in Winter Soldier and shit. So when they finally kind of added a bit more to it here, I really did enjoy those scenes. They were always great. I don't know if they actually got back. I don't think they got back Chris Evans to voice Cap, but whoever they did got done basically exactly like him. The complete polar opposite. Whoever they got Tony Stark. That dude sounds nothing like Robert Downey Jr. But besides that, so that was great. Like I said, the art style was really good. I thought the art animation throughout of it, and yeah, man. And I did enjoy this, and seeing Carter when she actually is, when we get the fight scenes looks pretty cool, and seeing the other characters from the MCU were really cool, especially the Doctor character and some other stuff was also really good. But as far as problems I had, really the only things I have is obviously I mentioned before the art style, which is more like I said, it was good, but I think it would have been better if they went with the other drops I mentioned. The commanding officer in this episode is obnoxiously an asshole. Obnoxiously so. I'm like, bro, can you calm down the douchebaggery by 10 notches or something? Goddamn, why is he this much of an asshole? So you had that. I forgot to mention this, and I guess slight minor spoiler, I guess, but what they actually do end up doing with Steve in this episode, because he's no longer going to be Captain America with Super Serum, Super Soldier Serum, is that they actually just straight up make him Iron Man. They call him I think it was Hydra. I think it was Hydra Destroyer or something like that. Either way, it looked fucking awesome. The suit of armor they got, which is very reminiscent of the Mark 1, looked really fucking cool. When we see it on the screen a handful of times, it was really fun. I like the way that they kind of rearranged events from the first film, most specifically with the snow scene around the end of the film, and how they of course do the whole thing with Peggy, being thrusted out of the picture for 70 years or whatever. They kept that around. And they also kept the dance as well, which is also kind of cool. They actually kept the dance part on. That was nice. But back to what same thoughts. I literally just remembered this. I'm surprised I forgot about that. But the only thing I'll say that was a problem was just how they kind of did some of these scenes with this episode compared to the first Avenger, where Peggy actually gets a test wreck with 5 minutes of her becoming the super soldier, and after they finally get her field work. And I was kind of iffy on that. I'm like, the whole thing with the first Avenger was Cap chasing after the Tesseract, not getting in the first 5 minutes on the job, which I get it. That's an hour. That was what, a 2-hour long movie. This is a 30-minute long episode. Shit's obviously got changed. But I didn't really like that they kind of just how Peggy had almost next to no trouble, getting to Hydra, fighting their base, getting information out of them, and getting the job done well. Steven took a lot more effort. Yes, it was also yes, I know it's not really fair to compare a story from a 2-hour long movie compared to a 30-minute episode. Shit's got to get changed and shit, but I feel they could have at least kept a little bit more suspense and a little bit more oh, is she gonna get it? Kept that chase alive a little bit more, I think, and not made it just where Peggy goes get everything in 5 seconds flat, But besides that, I thought this episode was overall really, really good. But yeah, man, that's all I really got to say when it comes to What If. I thought it was overall a pretty solid episode. And yeah, I'll be watching the rest, but like I said before, I doubt I'll actually do a full season review, because like I said, I wasn't all that big on this series, and this episode didn't really change my mind that much, but, it was good. I enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend you guys check it out if you guys haven't checked out What If. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give this episode a 7.5 out of 10, guys. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Instagram and Twitter for leaks, sounds your thoughts below, and as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.